Hello everybody, welcome to a Gundam TCG deck video, and we're going to be showing you in this video a deck which I'm still working on, and honestly it's not perfect, but I really like how it plays, what it's doing, and its concept. And it's what's called a Zaft Breach deck. It's pretty fun. I'm going to show you what I've been cooking up, and of course it's going to all be based around these two pilots, so we're going to work around them here. So I am running 4 Atheron and 4 Wu Fei, Zaft, and if you don't know Wu Fei, he gives +2/+1, and if you have Breach on your unit and you attack something with 3 attack or less, you take no damage from it, keeping you alive. So we're going to be trying to trigger this effect as often as possible to keep our units alive while breaching and destroying our opponent. So we're going to use both of these cards in order to do that. So first, we are running 4 of the Aegis Gundam mid-air mode and 4 of the dual Gundam. Both of these cards are able to link with Atheron, right? So you need Atheron specifically for the Aegis. You need a Zaft trait for the dual. Now, the Aegis has a natural breach, so just linking it with Atheron will give you the breach, will get you attack right away while still having a natural breach on it. But it's only going to be a 4 attack power. Whereas the dual Gundam, it needs to hit 5 attack power in order for it to get breached. So it does not have a natural breach. So the dual Gundam, although it can link and it might be useful, better than that is to be able to raise its attack power up to 5 so that it can have breach and destroy a unit while destroying your opponent's shield. So if you want to attack right away, the MA mode is better with Atheron. And if you can wait 1 turn, so you can put the dual Gundam down and wait a turn, you can pair with Wu Fei, get up to 5 attack power, trigger having breach, while also not taking damage from units that are 3 attack power or less. So you get all of the benefits in if you're able to keep it alive for a turn on the board, right? So Wu Fei, we're not gonna necessarily be triggering Wu Fei's link often. We want to be patient with Wu Fei and add it to a unit that is able to trigger breach, such as the dual Gundam in these circumstances. So the dual Gundam is kind of versatile in this situation, being able to link and attack right away with Atheron, or if you're patient for a turn, you can gain breach while also not taking damage from weaker units. It's very good, nice. Well, on that theme, we also are running 4 of the Rick Dom, which if you're familiar with, and should be, Rick Dom is a level 3 cost 2 that has breach 2, that has a 3 and 3 attack power. Similar to the dual Gundam, you could wait as well if you put a Rick Dom down and get a Wu Fei to give it 5 attack power and 4 HP while still triggering the breach. But you don't necessarily have to do that. You could just have the natural Rick Dom breach, which is very threatening, right? Applying pressure on your opponent to deal with all of the breach that's happening all around the board. So you can think about it. You could be patient, right? You can link. You have that versatility with the dual Gundam specifically, and these two are going to be about the same level, same cost, right? So they're triggering kind of similarly. Next, we have our 2 Aegis. This could honestly maybe be 3, but the 2 Aegis has been running pretty nicely. This is a link with Atheron. With Atheron, it does go up to 5 attack power, which means you can trigger its ability that you can choose an enemy unit that is level 5 or higher and give it 3 damage. That's come up for me a couple of times. If not, there are other ways to get the AP up rather than just the Atheron, but this is not a breach situation. This is just a bit of a I need to deal with stronger opponent situation while also getting a link with Atheron. So we have another link we can work with here. Next, I am running 2 Isaac. We are going to have those pilots be in this deck because we are going to be running 4 of the dual Gundam Assault Shroud. This is a very powerful card in this deck. It does quite a lot. It is able to link with Isaac to attack right away. But what it does is that when paired, meaning with any of these cards, any of these pilots, when you pair, not necessarily with Zaft, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck and you may deploy a Zaft unit that is level 4 or lower among them, and then return the remaining cards to your bottom of your deck. So it is able to play any of the Aegis, any of the whether it's the MA mode or the regular Aegis or the dual Gundam or many of the other cards that we're going to have. for free for you without paying the cost. And that's going to be very nice way to spread the board. Since this deck doesn't draw that often, that ability is going to be very one that you definitely want to trigger as much as possible. And of course, the link with Izak is very helpful. And if you do happen to destroy a linked unit with the Izak dual Assault Shroud situation, then you can draw a card. So this one kind of helps. You can also link it with the dual Gundam and get this ability this way if you destroy something. So the Izak's not bad to try to help you with the draw. But the dual Assault Shroud is very powerful here to try to get these guys coming out more often, right? Try to swarm a little bit. Let's move on to weenie control. We definitely want to deal with smaller units that your opponent might be swarming if they're going with some sort of aggro build. I'm using a card that is kind of, I feel, a little underrated, and I really like it. We're using the Stealth Stratagem, which is also counts as a pilot, Nicol Amarfi. This is a level 2 cost 1, meaning you can literally drop this guy almost right away in the game. You can use him as a pilot or as a you can choose an enemy with 2/8 attack power or less and deal 2 damage to it. This could get rid of tokens for the most part, or small, weaker units, level 2/2s, for example, if you need to deal with them so that they're not poking at your shield. And on top of that, this also counts as a Zaft unit, meaning it is able to link with the dual Gundam, right, and other units that I'll talk about in just a second. And if you pair it, it still triggers the dual Gundam Assault Shroud ability. It doesn't have to be Zaft, but it does count as a potential trigger. So this guy is going to be very versatile, and I really like him for control of the early game and as potential Zaft pilot to trigger things in the later game. However, it does not give attack power, so it's not going to help you towards hitting like the numbers that you might need, like 5, for example. But you might be able to get like a lucky link that might help you with something, or that 1 HP might be relevant for keeping something alive in some situations, for example. I really like this card. It's going to work really well. Next, another form of weenie control, the Xeno. This is a level 2 cost 2 Zaft unit, which can link with the Zaft trait, which is really nice. That's where Nicol comes in handy. You are able to link Xeno and Nicol. It does cost 2. Even though they're both level 2, it does cost 2, so you can't play it right away. But if you want, you can wait till level 3 and link attack right away. And what the Xeno does, it has first strike when it is battling a unit that's level 2 or lower, just naturally during your turn. Meaning, if you are hitting a token, if you're hitting a Sword, this Xeno kills it without taking damage. It's very powerful, very nice. You can literally put this down the turn 3, link a Nicol, and destroy a Zwart token, anything level 2 or lower, without taking damage, keeping yourself alive and applying pressure on your opponent. I really like this card as early control. It's really powerful. I like it. I'm also running 2 Jin, level 2 cost 1, just to put your own weenies out there, just to threaten a little bit, to not be completely left without any bodies early. If you draw this Jin, you can put it down early and kind of have it there. It's not super necessary, but I do have 2 of them. Next, I'm running 3 of the Gamao base. This is a level 2 base, meaning you can put this guy down early. And honestly, if you don't have the right cards, feel free to do it. You do pick up a card, and remember, you don't draw a whole lot with this, so you might want to use your bases to kind of pick up cards that you might need and put them in your hand here. But the other thing that it does is that you can rest the base, and a Zaft unit that has 5 attack power or more can gain Breach 3. So if you are able to get any of your Zaft units to 5 or more, you are able to give it an additional Breach 3. If it already has Breach, you can give it more Breach to destroy a stronger base, which you may want to do, right? So this Breach 3, for example, if you get it up to 5, becomes Breach 6, and you can destroy the most powerful bases in the game if you want to stack that Breach. If your unit does not have Breach already, like the Assault Shroud, this Assault Shroud with basically most of the pilots or some sort of way of gaining attack power, the Gamao will give it Breach, and you have this Breach that you can give to your Zaft units, which is really nice. And you have enough Zaft units for it to trigger. 2 Vesalius. This is a level 3 cost 1, which gives 1 attack power to a unit. Sometimes you just need that 1 extra attack power. Some of these are just short of being able to do that on their own. If you, for some reason, don't have a pilot, and you have the Shroud, and you want to give it Breach, you can trigger this, give it +1. Then put the Gamal right away on top of it, get rid of the Vesalius, and give it Breach. So it is a combo that you could potentially do. I'm not sure about having just the 2. Maybe I want to go 4 Gamal. Vesalius at 2 has been okay for me. I don't need the whole lot of attack power, but it being an option is fine. Plus having 5 bases means I might be able to pick up some of my shield a little bit more often, which I want to do. With this deck being as aggressive as it is, it doesn't. It's trying not to make it a long game, which right, it wants to take advantage of all of those abilities. Next, I'm running 3 of the Guais. I don't know how to say it. Commander, a level 4 cost 3 Zaft unit, and what it does is, as an action during your main, you can support 1. You can give 1 attack power to another unit. So this is going to be triggering without it having to attack. In addition to that, during this turn, when this unit is rested by an effect, meaning something like the support, you can choose 1 of your Zafts and give it attack +2. Potentially given +2 and +1 for a total of 3, you can split that and give one thing +1 and another thing +2. Right? Maybe triggering multiple effects in that situation. I really liked the versatility of this card with its support ability that it can split it up and give it to other units. And, Rao is not necessary for the link here. I'm not planning on stringing it with Rao. There's too many pilots already. Well, not too many, but there's already plenty of pilots. This guy's just going to come in just to support, just to give the others its attack power and become a target for your opponent to get rid of. Otherwise, this guy's just going to keep boosting your units attack power, which is what you ideally what you want to have here, right? So it becomes a target and it's really strong. I'm also running 1 Buster Gundam, which is doing a similar situation. It does cost 1 fewer, but it has way less attack power, but it does support for 3 just naturally. So you could play it for the 2 and give 3 attack power to another unit, triggering its abilities as well. And if you do happen to pair it with a coordinator and use the support, you get to stand this guy back up, okay? We're not going to use Dirka. These guys as support are more than enough. At the link, I feel it's not necessary. And so the other pilots make more sense, in my opinion. We're just splitting that support into other units if you're using this guy, or a support 3 in this guy. I feel like maybe I could commit to all of them being that command type, but I just really like the Buster being a little bit cheaper if I happen to have both and I need one of my resources. Maybe the Buster might do the job, right? But I don't know. That might be up to debate, in my opinion. And last but not least, we're getting to a couple of cards that I haven't committed to fully. Right now, I'm running them as one-offs, but honestly, they're not making a huge difference here. Number 1, the Providence Gundam. I don't care for the link. Really, when you pair it with any Zaft pilot, it gives all of your Zaft units +2, including itself. I could use a nickel to link that and trigger that and give everything +2. It is a level 7 though, so it means if you pick up this guy, if you had more than 1, you'd pick him up and maybe hold on to him for a lot of the game. Whereas if you're surviving this late in the game, the +2 would come in handy very, very much. An attack, you choose 1 enemy unit and deal 1 damage for every 4 attack power. It is possible to raise this guy's attack power quite a bit, especially if you have supporting units and, for example, bases and other things that trigger and bring up your attack. It is possible to do more than 1 damage, but honestly, it's not. I don't expect it to happen very often. I think this guy 1-of is fine. If I pick him up and at the right time, he might do good, but having more of them would probably not be a great thing. Also, because we run a Wu Fei, I am running 1 Shenlong Gundam. That's not the weaker one or the stronger version of this guy. I think this guy is just right. Level 5, cost 4 with breach 4, and then you can choose an enemy unit with blocker level 3 or lower and destroy it. Sometimes blockers are just getting in the way, and you might want to destroy maybe 2 of them while breaching and also linking with Wu Fei. He's good. This guy's good in this deck. I think I could probably run him at 2 or even 3 or more. But right now, 1 has been pretty good. So I really like him as a 1-of because honestly, Wu Fei does great work supporting the other cards that are on here by boosting them and giving them the abilities. But of course, 1 of these guys is not bad. And then last but not least, I'm doing an improved technique. This is just to get rid of bodies that might threaten you early in the game. You know, blocker, or get rid of a blocker, things like that. Because you might have some trouble with the blockers, but the breaching is kind of already doing quite a lot of that. So you don't need a lot of removal in this deck, because the breach will help you kind of chip away at your opponent's shield while simultaneously destroying units with the strong attack power that you have. Okay, so that is the deck profile. I will say that the duels and the assault shrouds are a very big key aspect. Wu Fei and Atheron are very key, but seeing Izak at the right time is also really nice to have. So getting off these combos is really cool. And that is it for this deck, guys. If you have any suggestions, anything that you would like to change, or if you say you should probably commit to that, maybe something like these guys being one or the other, or something completely different, let me know in the comments, and I'll look forward to reading and talking to you guys about this type of deck. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.